People who know me and know what I've been through would recognize that, almost 14 years ago, I was told by a doctor I'd be in a wheelchair 8 years ago. And it's because of the amount of time I spend on this illness every single day that keeps me walking and keeps me vibrant and keeps me up. And that's because I've taken responsibility for my healthcare footprint. I'm not waiting for a doctor to come and tell me what to do. I'm not waiting for a science lab to come up with something. I do the research myself. I look at it. I find the things that I know work. Then I go out and seek the expert to help me utilize that. And that's what's made a difference. And that's what we all have to start doing, is taking more responsibility for our healthcare footprints. Because if you look at a person who has MS, especially an African-American male with MS, I'm supposedly the worst category that there is in this disease. But because I'm taking the time to pay attention to everything from my diet to how I exercise to how much sleep I get to every aspect of my life, I'm now impacting my illness in a way that others haven't been able to do so. And it's not because I'm so special, it's not because I'm some sort of a genius, it's just because I took the time, and that's what I'm going to talk about today.
Tell me a little bit about actually making that move and what it took for you.
I eat a relatively extreme diet, and extreme in the sense that I liquefy almost 75% of what I eat, and that's normally all raw. And then I eat anywhere from 1 and 1.5 cooked meal a day, and it's primarily just protein and vegetables. And I've been doing this not for a month, not for 2 months. It's not a fad diet. I don't do it for a cleanse. I've been doing this for the last 8 years of my life, and I intend to do this for the rest of my life. Why? Because if I wasn't doing this, the doctor who told me 9 years ago that I would be in a wheelchair in a year, he might have been right. And I'm not. And I'm not going to be. And not that I'm knocking wheelchairs, and if I have to be in one, I'll get spinners. But right now, I'd like to kind of slow that progression down, and that's what I'm doing.
That's amazing. I wanted to ask you about that moment because, I talked to Clay Walker, who also has relapsing remission.
Clay's a good friend of mine.
And he was saying that the doctor gave him a death sentence. Said, you're dead. What the heck is that? And it's not a death sentence, but it sure is limiting. So when they say to you, you're going to be in a wheelchair, what was your first reaction to that?
You didn't know me walking in the door, and you won't know me walking out, because it's the last time you get to see me.
Really? You took it that
way? Another doctor. How dare you? What doctor? That's one of the biggest problems that we have in America today. First off, we overpay them. We're the only country that pays doctors the fees that we pay. And they can get mad at me for saying this or not, but you're not God. If you were God, I wouldn't be sick. And number one, somebody taught you. Let's all get this into perspective. So when we put it in the right perspective, if a doctor walks up to a person after one visit and thinks he has a crystal ball and the ability to look 20 years in your life, I'll never speak to you again, ever. Because as far as I'm concerned, you're not God. So let's get back to reality. Now you look at me, make me the crystal ball, and take a look at not how MS affects black men, how does MS affect Montel? When you look at me as the individual patient, then I might hang with you as a doctor. And that's the reason why I select my doctors very, very carefully. And I see those that not want to just do what I ask them to do. I'm seeking doctors who are smart enough to understand that they don't have every answer, and we together can figure out what works for me.
Well, I want to thank you so much. Obviously, it's working for you.
It's working right now, and it's going to keep working because, again, I'm blessed. I have remitting relapsing MS. It was diagnosed as progressive remitting relapsing. I'm not sure if that was an appropriate diagnosis. I know that I have remitting relapsing MS. I don't think it's progressive yet. And I don't care how many scars are in my brain. I know because of that, I had to put more work into what I'm doing. I exercise every day. I eat right every day. I take the same supplementation every day. I take my medication on time within an hour of itself every day. When they wrote on there, take it in the evening, they meant that. They didn't say take it in the evening, take it after midnight. They meant that. So when you do those things and you systematically approach your health, I think you have systematic gains, and that's what I'm having.
Consistency.
Consistent.
Thank you again,
Thank you.
Montel. It was a pleasure.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.